boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Say Miss Yolanda is in the building. Y'all already know how we get down. I think it's a travesty to what we got going on right now. I think it's a catastrophe. Miss Fox, what's happening? The beautiful Miss KJ is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know how we get down. I would like to welcome everybody to the midday record session. Y'all know how we get down. Y'all know how we do. I'm just glad y'all decided to join us and pop on in as we go through the wreckage from yesterday. Y'all know how this works. This ain't nothing new. We just bringing it back to the way we like to bring it back, to the midday sessions. Ooh, ain't that something? My Giants fired Dayball. That's what he get. He lied on Shedeur, traded Saquon, and it's time for him. And what? They sure got him up out of there. And they got him up out of there quick, too. They wasn't even playing. Miss Sheila, what's up? They got Dayball up out of there quick, too, DeVito. I mean, they got him up out of there. They got him up out of there with the quickness. Which you can't be mad at him. You can't be mad at him. He is the reason all those rumors started. He is the reason for all this turmoil right now. So I do not feel sorry for Brian Dayball. What's up, Roger? Y'all know what it is. We all coming in the building. Holler at your people. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, 923 the fan. It is one of them days where everything, I mean everything is going haywire. I mean, it's going nuts so. And I ain't mad about it going nuts so. Because, you know, after a good loss, everybody got to take that L. You know what I'm saying? After you take that L, Monday morning, you got to take that L. Because things happen. What did I do with that video? internet just nuts. Oh, how? This is my son is upstairs acting. Yo, that's crazy. Now all this stuff I just uploaded, just look at that. All this stuff I just uploaded. All this stuff. Just what's up, Al? All the stuff I just had set up to do stuff. This is not easy. Do I have problems? You know, crazy. What we not doing? Y'all didn't want me to show the picture of little Dylan. I'm still going in and out, Jeanette. Or what? I don't know what they doing shit in the subdivision or what they doing. What they got going on. I know they all my hard work. I know they just messed up my hard work. Man, it's nuts, man. Edit my mic settings. Turn my mic volume up. All right, we should be good now. We good now? Are we good? Oh man, this crazy. That was crazy. Now all the stuff I just had set up to talk about, I am ending up putting it back up because this shit is bananas. Yeah, Dayball gone, man. That we knew it was coming. You didn't know. I thought it might last. He might make it to the end of the season, but it didn't. It didn't seem that. It didn't. I didn't think that they would get him out of here. But that loss to the Texans, that loss yesterday on the comeback, yeah, that they got him on up out of here. But your quarterback got hurt, and you had to go with Russ. They had to go with Russ, So he got hurt yesterday, Jackson Dart. So they ended up having to put Russ in the game. But it was a couple of comebacks yesterday. The Texans came back on the Jaguars, which was a hell of a comeback, which was a crazy comeback yesterday. Now, I don't even remember what pictures I had up here. I had this thing targeted out just right. But y'all know how this thing go. I'm finna get some of this stuff back in here so we can have a conversation about Kevin Stefanski, young Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. It's a lot going on. It is a lot going on. And I mean a ton. You know, so it is, man. It's like it's the cycle of the NFL, but I still don't know if they fire Kevin Stefanski. I'm just letting y'all know. If it come, it'll come at the end of the season. It's not gonna come mid-season. It's not gonna come mid-season. Kevin Stefanski just had his press conference this morning. You know, and I ain't pulled nothing from that yet. I haven't even watched it. So it's not like they going to. It's not like they gonna move the needle on Dylan Gabriel right now. They are not. You know what I'm saying? They are too high, and Kevin Stefanski is stuck on Dylan Gabriel. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Haslam, he really don't give a damn. Now, things might change if that stadium is empty on Sunday. If that stadium is empty on Sunday, things might change. You know what I'm saying? If ain't nobody going to the game, ain't nobody buying tickets, then that's a different problem to have. That is a true different problem to have. You know what I'm saying? That's a bigger problem to have than T. Rizzo. That's a bigger problem to have than just not playing Shedeur. But there's method to this madness of why we haven't seen Shedeur. It's a method to the madness of why they told you Shedeur get to play more than likely the last 4 games of the season. Which is crazy. Which is crazy. I ain't saying it ain't. I'm telling you it's crazy. But that's the nature of the beast right now. Things are a little bit bananas, a little bit nuts. So it's crazy. It's crazy. But we're gonna do what we do. Y'all ready to get this thing started? I got half my stuff set back up. I ain't gonna hold y'all because y'all know it's a long day. I ain't gonna even hold y'all. So we gonna get the party started. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's go. So y'all know how we do this thing. We always start this thing off with first thanking the members of the channel and the subscribers for being here. And first of all, we like to thank also the viewers for taking their time out to watch this video. But while you're here, do us a solid, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn your post notification bell on. And if you're watching on mobile, slide that comment section over to the left and hype your boy up. You figure deal me. It was a bad day in New Jersey yesterday, in the Meadowlands. Cleveland Browns lost to the New York Jets 27-7. And the world is upset. It's a lot of people calling for Kevin Stefanski's head right now. But we gonna talk about it. Y'all ready? Y'all got y'all drink? You know I got mine. It's 1 o'clock in my area, 12 o'clock at somewhere else, 2 o'clock somewhere else, 11 o'clock somewhere else. Don't matter. Welcome to the lunch table. Everybody, and I do mean everybody, does not like what took place on Sunday with the Cleveland Browns versus the New York Jets. Cleveland went in to New Jersey to play one of the worst teams in the NFL besides the Tennessee Titans. And they got to play them too. But I told y'all they was going to lose this game. Everybody else had the Browns. A lot of people thought the Browns should beat the Jets. It didn't seem possible to me because of the Jets and how they play football. True, they have one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, but they also are a sound team. The Jets did nothing special on offense yesterday to win that game. Let's call a spade a spade. The Browns did everything possible to lose that game. The Browns took the early lead after they went 3 and out, got the ball back, went down the field 90 yards and scored a pretty touchdown off of a beautiful play. Turn around and kick the ball off, and the Jets run it all the way back. Tie the game up. Ridiculous. Should have never happened. Kick the ball off. The Browns go 3 and out again and have to punt. Punt the ball off. And just like magic, and those who were in the stream with me on yesterday heard me call it 7 points because he ran that one back too. All of a sudden, the Jets have 2 yards of offense and are up by 7. They only had 2 yards of offense. 1 yard on a pass play, 1 yard on a run play. But they were up 14-7. Ridiculous. And that is the way that game finished. Played horribly. Did everything else horribly. But y'all know what we didn't do. Y'all let me do this. We didn't shout out to see you auntie. So if you see a see you auntie in the chat or in the comment section, make sure you show them some love and give them all the respect in the world. I don't know how we get this far without doing this, but that was truly disrespectful on my part. And for that, ladies, I am honestly sorry. Don't do it. Just make sure y'all respect the see you aunties when you see them in the chat or in the comment section. But Kevin Stefanski is now on the hot seat because everybody else in the NFL is getting fired. Brian Daboll was just fired from the New York Giants. I'm sorry. And his special project, Lil Dylan, well, Kevin Stefanski say, we going with Dylan again next week. One more time. We going with Dylan next week. When the quarterback that you drafted in the 5th round, that everybody in the world knows that's better than Dylan Gabriel. People are calling for Stefanski's head, for Andrew Berry's head, and anybody else connected to that staff. T. Rizzo just said it live, playing on TV, on YouTube, on the radio. Hell, I want everybody gone.
I got nothing for you. You're 2-7. You stink. Get them all out. Everybody. Andrew Berry, goodbye. I want everybody gone. And if you don't do it, I'm gonna make it my business to make your life miserable. If you don't have the guts to blow this horrific thing up, Jimmy Haslam, shame on you. Shame on you. It's time. No one's going to blame you. Bud, promise. No one. You're not going to lose anything. You're not going to, Andrew's not going to just suddenly start making great deals and picking good players for another team. Don't worry about it. Get a football guy in here with a little analytics background and get an ass-kicking coach and let's.
That's what I'm talking about, Rizzo. It's plenty of space. There's a lot of football jobs opening up. The Miami job might open up. The Giants job is already open. And there's a few more that's already open. So there will be space. But 2-time Coach of the Year, Kevin Stefanski, has been in Cleveland for 6 years. And nothing has changed. There has been no progress in wins. They won 3 games last year, on the verge of winning about 5 to 6 this year. There is no change. There is no difference from when he got here. Well, there's a difference from when he got here till now. The difference is it's worse. Because when you got here, you had a playoff team. And your wins, your drafting, everything else has depreciated since Kevin Stefanski has arrived. Yes, Kevin Stefanski is 2-time Coach of the Year, but one of those are false. Just one. I'll give him one, but one of those are false. You pick one, but one of them are false. One of them he didn't earn. One of them he got out of being just a Browns head coach for doing a good job that year with what you had. But what he had is a product of him and Andrew Berry doing their job. Because you had a prolific defense when you got here. You had a quarterback when you got here. But you ran him off. Because every head coach wants their guy. And they got Deshaun Watson. And now, with Deshaun Watson's contract being a stain on the organization, everybody wants to use that as an excuse. The Deshaun Watson contract. The Deshaun Watson contract. That's all you hear. It's the Deshaun Watson contract. But you still made draft picks during the Deshaun Watson contract. The question is, what have they done to get better? Even though those weren't first-round draft picks. But at this point, what difference does it make if it's first, second, third, or fourth, fifth-round draft picks? Because with every draft pick you've had since you've been here, what have they turned into? Where are they now? In other words, the team is worse off than when you got here. A head coach's job is to improve upon the product when they are hired. And the product, since Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry have been in Cleveland, Ohio, has deteriorated. It hasn't gotten better. And now, here we go. Again. It is freaking November. And they've been talking about it since this draft class. What quarterback are we going to draft in the first round next year? They keep trying to move the goalposts, and the Cleveland fan base keeps falling for it. My question for the Cleveland fan base is, what has Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry done for your organization in the 6 years that they've been here? This is just like every 4 years with a presidential election. The question is always asked, did your life get any better? So I'm going to ask you, since Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry have been in office, did your football team get any better? Did it get better, or has it gotten worse? Were you winning games when they got here? And are you winning games now? Is the product on the field better or worse than the product that was on the field when they arrived? That is your question for Jimmy Haslam in year 6 of the Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry rule. What have you done for this organization since you've been here? A presidential reign is 4 years. They on their second term. In the second half of their second term, because they on year 6. In year 8, they had a term. What have you done for this organization since you've been here? How is your quality of life since Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry have been here? Has the quality of the team improved since they've been here?
Thought we have enough draft picks, we'll take a flyer.
Oh, God. In the third round?
For a quarterback.
If you're going to take a third round for the quarterback, why didn't you take Shedeur Sanders? If you're going to take a flyer in the third round for a quarterback, so you took the guy.
Dylan Gabriel's better.
So they think that guy's better?
They obviously still think he's better.
Who thought he was better? Who really thought he was better?
I think they all still think he's better.
Decisions
oh,
for the
come
Browns.
on. That's still silly as hell. I got holes all over the place. We're going to take a flyer on a third rounder. Okay. Well, it's a quarterback. Okay. You always want to take a quarterback. We'll take the guy who's 5'9". Take the guy who's 5'9". And then the moment they play him with 3 other quarterbacks in training camp, I got guys saying that he shouldn't even be in the NFL. That's what we'll take the flyer with. They don't know what they're doing. So you can't be doing this on purpose. This is not on purpose. Keeping guys that you could have got picks for and losing this way, it cannot be on purpose. It's you want to rationalize some of the silliest things ever. And I'm not going to rationalize it. I'm not going to give them any outs on this. They wear this. Kevin, Andrew, everybody, they wear it. They wear it.
They do wear it. And the fans are calling for it. Because once again, my question is, has your quality of play gotten better? Has your product on the field improved in 6 years? In the second half of Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry's term, has the quality of play and players on the field improved? That's how you judge your head coach. That's how you judge your general manager. And the people are calling for their heads. Because they have been telling you since they've been here that we are getting better. And then the excuse became the Deshaun Watson contract. That's been the excuse. We can't draft good players because of the Deshaun Watson contract. Wrong. You just don't have to draft for good players. You can trade for good players. You can trade up in the draft for good players. You can use your draft picks to get what you need to get to where you need to go. But they haven't done that. They've been sitting on draft picks, saving draft picks. In this next draft alone, they have 11 picks. For what? For who? Who are you going to draft? And then, will you develop them? Because your past becomes your present. Because they haven't developed anything. What player that they have drafted that they have developed into a great or even better player? They haven't. Myles Garrett was a beast when he got here. Njoku is better. But that is not their development. I don't care, Gabriel. It has to get better, and the product hasn't gotten better.
I'm pounding my fist on the table for Shedeur outright because I don't know that the Ravens game is the one I really want to see him, but like I'm gonna feel like I know what Dylan Gabriel is. Like, if you can't look good this week, you can't look good, period.
Yeah, I feel like I can't even answer this question because I'm already out on Dylan Gabriel. I feel like Shedeur Sanders should be starting today. I feel like this is a massive missed opportunity to not start Shedeur Sanders, matter of fact, because you had the extended bye week. You had time to prep Shedeur Sanders to play in this game, and you didn't take it. And I know he was dealing with the back tightness, and he missed a practice earlier in the week, and ultimately he still will be the backup quarterback today. But everything about this lined up perfectly, from the changing of the play caller with the bye week to it's the Jets that just traded away Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. Like, it was the perfect opportunity to play Shedeur, and they ignored it. And I guess get why they did, because they feel like they've got 9 more of these just to cross the finish line on another wasted season. But everything was set up for them to start Shedeur today. So if Dylan falters, yeah, I guess I'm ready to see Shedeur, but I'm ready to see Shedeur now.
But you're getting Lil Dylan. This is the product that you're getting. Every day, every week, they have told you Shedeur is not ready. They have told these reporters that keep telling you that Shedeur is not ready. We have no proof of that. We've seen nothing of that. But Dylan Gabriel took 6 sacks again on Sunday. But you know what they will tell you? Shedeur Sanders took 5 sacks in the preseason when it didn't matter. And 3 of those were only sacks. 2 of those, he ran out of bounds and got them himself. Dillon Gabriel has not run out of bounds for not one of these sacks. Dillon Gabriel has taken almost about 20 sacks this season, and he's only played 5 games. Dillon Gabriel is a walking sack machine. The one thing that they were constantly telling you about Shedeur Sanders, he holds the ball too much. He drifts in the pocket too much. He takes too many sacks. While Dillon Gabriel is doing things like this. See this? This is 4th and 1. 4th and 1. 4th and 1. Look to the top of your screen. To that left corner. That's in joke. Open. Bottom right of your screen. 2 receivers. Open. Open. Wide open. But we gonna inch it up just a little bit more. Why is this? You see them receivers? All of them open. Open. Top of your screen. Open. Bottom of your screen, open. Oh, right on top of the one on the bottom of your screen, open. But what is Dillon Gabriel doing? He is squatting down. Why? There is no rush. There's a man coming. But you're supposed to be throwing the ball by now. You have 3 receivers open. 3. And look at Dillon. Look at Dillon. He is doing a squat. This is a 4th down and 1. All you need is 1 yard, and you got 3 places where you can get it. But you know what? He can't see the field because he bent down like he lifting weights, trying to hide from somebody. There is nobody around him. Throw the ball. Throw. Look at this. Still open. Still open. Still open. Where he going? He running away. What is this? Now he's sacked. That's 4th and 1. Turnover on down. But this is Dillon Gabriel. This is your quarterback. This is who you have faith in. And sack after sack after sack after sack. You keep telling us he's better than Shedeur. He has never been better than Shedeur. Ever in the game of football has he ever been better than Shedeur. And it's ridiculous that you keep trying to tell us that Dillon Gabriel was better than Shedeur. Just because you picked him in the 3rd round, it's time to let it go. Sean King?
And maybe Shedeur is better than Dillon Gabriel. We'll find out at some
Not
point.
maybe.
I'm guessing.
Not maybe, Dustin. Little League, high school,
okay. Say whatever you want.
early college, middle
let me
college, late college, right here, October 27th of 2025. Shedeur Sanders is better than Dillon Gabriel.
That part. In all of the history of football, Dillon Gabriel has never been better than Shedeur Sanders. Dillon is scared. Dillon is predetermining his throws. And I'm gonna do all 22. I just haven't been wanting to do it. But I'm gonna do it. Dillon has never been better than Shedeur. Factually, on film, on paper, none of that. Dylan, the world is trying to understand why they keep trying to tell you that Dylan Gabriel is better than Shedeur. What makes Dylan Gabriel better than Shedeur? Why are you keeping Shedeur off the field?
One thing Dylan Gabriel does well. You can't tell me he's a supercomputer. You can't tell me he reads the field so well. He misses more open guys than anybody. He misses more open guys than injured 2021 Baker. You know, I feel like every single one of our receivers' dads could put out a compilation video about how many times they're open.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. My problem with Dylan Gabriel is it's all bad. And there's almost even his good throws aren't good throws, really. They're super simple. They hang in the air forever. They don't look good. He looks unathletic. He's missing wide open guys. I've seen enough. There's nothing there. How many passes did he have today where I was like, oh, got tipped at the line? And then they show the replay. It wasn't tipped.
No, he just threw it to nobody.
He just threw it to nobody, or he just threw it at the ground, or he just threw it 5 yards behind. It happened at least 2 or 3 times. I was like, oh, I got tipped at the line. And then they show even the announcer one time was like, that ball might have been tipped. And then they go back, nope, not tipped. And it's just like, it's indefensible. I'm telling you right now, if Dylan Gabriel starts next week, he'll have turnovers. The Ravens will feast on him.
Dylan Gabriel, ladies and gentlemen, this is your quarterback. The quarterback where this is taking place. The quarterback where he cannot see over the line. There it is in picture form. The same play I just showed you. The receivers are open, but Dylan is ducking. Why is Dylan ducking? Why is he hiding? Who is he hiding from? No one can make up more excuses to play Dylan Gabriel than Kevin Stefanski. And it's becoming more and more clear that Kevin Stefanski either don't like Shedeur, don't like Dion, don't want him to play, because you keep putting this same product out on the field that hasn't gotten better, that has only gotten worse, and your players are getting more and more frustrated by the week. Hell, even Tony Grossi is starting to revert on Dylan Gabriel.
Oh, I was disowning Gabriel. That was a bad game in New England. This was better. He actually outplayed a number 1 pick, Justin Fields. If you look at around the league, he outplayed Aaron, almost similar things to Aaron Rodgers, who played.
You're going to he outplayed the guys that had the worst week of their career card? Okay. That guy's not going to be the answer for the Browns.
No. Listen, I never said he was the answer. People,
if you want to start debating backup quarterbacks going forward, fine. But
Riz,
okay.
I'm pegged now as the Gabriel guy just because I said I did during camp. I thought he was better than Shedeur. I didn't say he's the answer.
Okay.
I think they're trying to get Gabriel game experience to bridge the gap for Watson to get on the field.
Now they're trying to bridge the gap for Watson to get on the field. That's another we don't want Shedeur to play moment. Why do they hate him so much? Are they truly trying to tank is the question. Or do they not just like this man? Is his popularity that big of a problem that you hate him that much that you will continuously, week after week after week, putting the worst product on the field? that gives you not one chance in winning. Dylan is not an NFL quarterback. Dylan is not ready for this type of spotlight. Dylan is not ready for the moment. Dylan is scared. And when they really start hitting him, he might break. Dylan is going to get Kevin Stefanski fired. But Kevin Stefanski is doing everything within his power at this moment, as we can see the product on the field, that is very, very bad, not to put Shedeur Sanders on the field when everybody can see it in every sector of life. Even the people that didn't like Shedeur are saying, man, what are you doing? That's not it. But yet and still.
For now, Stefanski says that Dylan Gabriel will remain the starting quarterback.
Well, I wonder if Shedeur is even going to play at all this year. Boy, I want to see him. That's all we have left. But Aaron, I don't know. We throw him in there. Is it? What does he have to
What does
gain?
anybody expect that he'd be able to do that's different than, is he going to prevent Cam Thomas from jumping offside on the dumbest play of the season?
Do you think Coach Prime would want his son to be in one of the worst offenses in football, not just the NFL?
See, I think this is all part of what's going on with Shedeur. Riz, I guess that Coach Stefanski would rather get fired than play Shedeur Sanders, because I think that's where we're
Aaron,
at.
it's not his call.
I'm sorry.
It's not his call.
The triumvirate would rather get fired.
I don't know.
What we got here is a big coaching blunder, a coaching failure. You don't have to give Dylan Gabriel 6 games to understand that he's not an NFL franchise quarterback. Hell, he's not even an NFL starting quarterback. But Kevin Stefanski is of the mindset that we must give him another shot. We got to run it back. We got to try it again, because that one didn't go so well. If you got retired players, current players, ex-players, podcasters, analysis, everybody telling you that this man cannot play football, why are you still doing it? What is your purpose? We want to know what's the purpose. What is your reasoning? Because Dylan, being better than Shedeur is not the answer. And everybody has figured that out. We gave it to you on the first few games because on the strength that Dylan Gabriel was drafted in the 3rd round. So yes, he's going to go in front of Shedeur. But this was game 5. This was game 5. We've seen him sacked a plethora of times. We've seen him throw a plethora of hospital balls. We have seen him throw a plethora of balls that should have been intercepted, but at the present time, he only has 2 interceptions. What we've seen from Dylan Gabriel is a lot of bad football. What we haven't seen is a lot of good football. Not great football, just good football. That's what football fans want to see, good football. This is not even average. This is not even close to average. This is just bad. Dylan Gabriel has been playing porous football for the last 5 weeks. And this is the product you put on the field with a 2-week advantage. You were off for 2 weeks. And you come back and this is your presentation. This is what you put forward in front of the class. This is what you give the dude that owns your football team. You say, hey, we've been off for 2 weeks. We've been working hard. We've been getting down. Ain't nobody went home. We ain't took no breaks. You know, Shedeur went to do his thing. He don't matter because he ain't playing. And this is what you give him out of the 2 weeks you've been gone. You let a quarterback that threw for 54 yards beat you. That man has 6 completions out of 11 attempts for 54 yards. That's bad. That's bad. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and you lost to that. And you still get to keep your job.
On this, I think that anybody who says that they're trying to lose, they're actively trying to lose, is just feel better about how terrible this is.
Yeah.
I think it turns into a fat excuse. No.
Well, again, you've got a defense that you can win with, okay? But the offense is just so inept and devoid of tangible difference-making talent that, I mean, it's similar to when they went 1-31. Like, look, the 53 men in that locker room are absolutely not going out there every Sunday trying to lose, right? Now, management can stack the deck against them by the quality of players that they put in the locker room. And I think there's something to be said about the quality of players or lack of the quality players they have offensively to help them win. But defensively, they're stacked pretty well. Like, this is a good defense that the Browns have. They're just wasting it, and it's getting worn down. I mean, Andy Baskin and I were doing the postgame pod on YouTube yesterday, and, you know, he brought up defense. I said, Andy, what are you mad at the defense for? They give up 13 points. Be mad at the special team. Special teams gave up more points than the defense did on Sunday. So that's kind of like the spot that they're in. They've got a good defense, quality players on that side of the ball, difference-making players on that side of the ball, and they just basically have little to nothing to work with offensively right now. And so now, whether you want to call that, Anthony, they're trying to lose or whatever, I'll leave that up to you guys to debate. But I look at what Andrew Berry has done the last 2 off seasons on the offensive side of the ball, and it's really hard to give him positive grades.
Well, all of them got to go. That's what Tony Rizzo said. All of them got to go. Ain't nobody safe. And nobody should be safe. Because we just had that conversation. Because of the product you have been putting forward for the last 6 years, you shouldn't be safe. To put it plainly, Kevin Stefanski, y'all already know what time it is. To put it plainly,
you about to lose your job.
Just that simple. That's what should be taking place. Because there's no way you can keep telling the owner that this is the best I can do. They're not even competitive. This is only the second time that they put up over 17 points in 20-something games. They're not even competitive. What, son? They haven't done anything. They've done nothing. They haven't put forth the greatest effort to be a really, really good football team. But why? Why haven't you done better? What's so hard about your job that you get paid millions of dollars to do that you cannot put a better product on the field? Somebody has to be held accountable for this mess. And what is she on? My goodness. It is oh. I am in the middle of a stream and she know it. You should be watching. But they don't care what you're doing. But like I said, somebody should be responsible for what's taking place. Question is, who is it going to be?
Your pound of flesh. No, this is about accountability. If I came out here and dropped an F-bomb in the middle of this segment and then they continued to let me do it, do you think people would be like, man, this is all about Nick Wilson? No, when I do it again, no one should be surprised.
That's
but where's the accountability?
You know,
and by the way, it's not just, it's because here's the thing. This week it's Bubba Ventrone, but this week it's Dillon Gabriel. He wasn't good. He's borderline unplayable. By the way, it's Cameron Thomas, who is a NFL journeyman. Where's the accountability? It's just a word to these people. Mm-hmm. It really is.
Yeah.
And by the way, when you ask them about leadership, the locker room will say, we don't need leadership. We're professionals. And then the coaches will say the same thing. And then I watch them brain fart their way to a loss to the freaking Jets.
Like, it's embarrassing.
You didn't lose.
It's embarrassing.
They literally, the Jets said, we're thinking about 26 and 27. And the Browns were like, well, we're thinking about 29.
Exactly. The question is,
Bubba Ventrone has no business being employed today. He just doesn't. And even if you wanted to save his...
The question is, what are you going to do? How are you, as a team, going to get better? What are you going to do moving forward to get better? You can't say draft picks because this is the first year that you've done well in the draft. Even with the Deshaun Watson contract. Now the Deshaun Watson contract ain't in your way. All of a sudden you can draft good players. In year 6, now you can draft players. Now you can get a good freshman class of players. What happened to them other 5 years? Now, you got a quarterback that everybody in the world can clearly see that he's not it. Your offense looks horrible, and it shouldn't look like this.
I said it in January they were going to suck this year. That doesn't give you the creative license to not care and to accept this absolute crap show. It does not have to look like this. You can be more competitive than this. And when Okie Dokie Kevin is around, or when just whatever, just this absolute laissez-faire attitude from this organization, that is not acceptable. It just is not. And by the way, it has permeated the locker room. All right? I'm not ready to officially call the locker room out on behalf of Kevin Stefanski, but hell, if I am, it's not like a standing 8 count right now.
Well, and so that's where if they fired Ventrone or whatever, yes, it would have shown accountability, but I also don't know that it all of a sudden would have gotten the locker room or anyone back to being anything more than what we saw on Sunday. I mean,
You're right, but you have to try.
Well, but the trying part of this should have happened weeks ago. That's the problem with this. The trying part of this could have already happened, and you wouldn't be in a spot where you lost to the Jets the way that they did. Like this was coming down the tracks for a long time, and where I would say I think a lot of people missed it is that we thought that they were better than the real slums of the bottom of the NFL, but they're showing us you're no better than the slums of the bottom of the NFL. You are the slums of the bottom of the NFL.
And there's only two excuses. There's only two. Either you're trying to tank or you simply do not want Shedeur Sanders to play. It's just that simple.
I said it in January. They were going to.
You are bad. You are bad. This team is bad. There is no way that you want to win and you keep sending out the same thing over and over and over. Dylan Gabriel said it himself. I'm going to go get that clip. Dylan Gabriel said it himself. Doing the same thing over and over again is insanity. Said it in his press conference. But what is Kevin Stefanski doing? The same thing over and over and over again. Kevin Stefanski is nuts.
Yeah.
He likes
Wolverine
Dylan
blood. I believe is what
he really
has Wolverine blood.
Really,
I believe is what
likes Dylan Gabriel. He wants Dylan Gabriel to succeed. But why do you like him so much? What is driving you?
He has Wolverine blood. I believe is what it says. The kid's playing at an extremely high level. For him to come back from that injury and perform like he did, it was incredible to watch. And really throughout that bye week, he just kept getting better and better, and you felt like there'd be a chance of him playing. So, I have not looked around the league at how other guys are playing and that type of thing, but I'd be hard pressed to believe there's a defensive player as a rookie that's playing better than him. And then factor in what he came back from, it's pretty remarkable. He has Wolverine blood. I believe is what it says. The kids,
you have to be all in, and they are not. I don't think they're all in. They don't think they're all in. But Kevin Stefanski is in love with Dylan Gabriel. He's not going to fire his special teams coach who gave up those 2 back-to-back touchdowns in the game. But what are they going to do? What are you going to do? By now, Dylan Gabriel should be showing improvement. He's not. They've told you over and over again why they like Dylan Gabriel. We like Dylan Gabriel because he's a supercomputer. The way he analyzes the game, the way he sees the field, the way he processes things. And we are yet to see any of that. Nothing. Have you seen his gameplay? Is this, you keep telling me this is better than the Shedeur Sanders I watched all through college. You keep telling me that this is better than the Shedeur Sanders that I seen in the first game of the preseason. You keep trying to tell me that. But you keep telling me that that last game of the preseason is it. Yes, sir. It's crazy that none of the things that they have said have manifested into Dylan Gabriel. Nothing that they have told us, nothing that they wanted us to see, nothing that they showed us has manifested with Dylan Gabriel. Nothing.
Where is Shedeur at as far as his development, and do you have a timetable of when you would take a look at him?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, Darryl Ruler. I appreciate you, Darryl, because he asked Kevin Stefanski the right question. Oh man, let me get that back.
Backs at some point this season was Jimmy Haslam said during training camp that being both young quarterbacks at some point this season was important. So just where is Shedeur at as far as his development, and do you have a timetable of when you would take a look at him?
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to speculate, Darryl. We're committed to getting better as an offense. Dylan is certainly committing to improving every which way he can, and all the while, all of our players, young players, are developing and working so hard behind the scenes to make sure that they're getting better on a daily basis.
Jimmy Haslam said during training camp that you knew that seeing both young quarterbacks.
Y'all heard that. He was asked about Shedeur Sanders, but somehow he made his way to Dylan Gabriel. He did not say Shedeur Sanders, but he did say Dylan. You didn't hear it? Let's go.
At some point this season was important. So just where is Shedeur at as far as...
Did you hear the reporter say Shedeur's name? So there is no mistaken understanding. You need to know who we talking about specifically.
Just where is Shedeur at as far as his development, and do you have a timetable of when you would take a look at him?
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to speculate, Darryl. We're committed to getting better.
Speculate on what? He said, do you have a timetable on the time that we would see Shedeur? That's a direct question. And he said, I don't think it's fair to speculate, and went directly to Dylan. That's nasty work, as G. Bush would say.
Was important. So just where is Shedeur at as far as his development, and do you have a timetable of when you would take a look at him?
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to speculate, Darryl. We're committed to getting better as an offense. Dylan is certainly committing to improving.
Who said anything about Dylan? Who? Did anybody speculate or anything? That man said, do you have a timetable on about when will we see Shedeur? And he said, I don't think it's fair to speculate. There was no speculation. That was a directly asked question. And you couldn't even say Shedeur's name. And then you pivoted to Dylan. We didn't ask you about Dylan. We already know he sucked. They tired of seeing him. And you tired of being asked about Shedeur. But they not gonna get tired of asking, because what you keep presenting them on the field is garbage. Trash. Once again, this man asks you a direct question about a direct player. Wasn't no tiptoeing, wasn't no lollygagging. He asked you a direct question. What time, how long it's gonna be, do you think it will be before we see Shedeur? Damn it, I got it.
That seeing both young quarterbacks at some point this season was important. So just where is Shedeur at as far as his development, and do you have a timetable of when you would take a look at him?
How direct is that question? He asked you, the owner said that it is important that we see both young players at some point this season. Where is Shedeur at in his development, and what's your timetable when we gonna see Shedeur? That's what he asked you. How you get all the way over to Dylan? He wasn't even in this. He had nothing to do with this.
Camp, that you knew that seeing both young quarterbacks at some point this season was important. So just where is Shedeur at as far as his development, and do you have a timetable of when you would take a look at him?
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to speculate, Daryl. We're committed to getting better as an offense. Dylan is certainly committing to improving every which way he can, and all the while, all of our players, young players, are developing and working so hard behind the scenes to make sure that they're getting better on a daily basis.
Jimmy,
see, that's what you call the bullshit. That's that bullshit. You was asked one question, a specific question about a specific player, about a specific timetable. Neither did you speak of that player, neither did you answer that question, and you skipped all the way around the answer to get to a player that you weren't asked about and pivoted from that player to the rest of them. What's so hard? What is so hard about answering the question about Shedeur Sanders? What has he done to you? Back to the beginning of where we started. What has Shedeur Sanders done to you that you won't even answer the question of how his development is going, and when do you think he might get into a game? Now that's just bad. That's just horrible. That's him. That ain't this team. That ain't the owner. That is him as an individual. Because we don't want to talk about Shedeur Sanders. He act like his name Candyman. You say his name 3 times and he might appear out of nowhere. Surprise! Here he is. Let's go play some football. What the hell? Why you can't even say his name? Why you just can't answer the question? Kevin Stefanski. You got one job. That is not the last time you're going to hear it. Just answer it. Just say what it is, man. Talk about it. Don't be no punk. Don't be no punk. What are we doing? Dylan Gabriel has not shown promise. He has not shown improvement. At this point, I'm starting to think it's personal. Because of that specific answer. You made it a point not to say anything about him. Period. Nothing. Not a mention, not even a flyby. He didn't even do what they do at the football game after they get through singing the national anthem. He didn't even do a flyby. Damn, you ain't gonna even pitch the bitch or what? You ain't do nothing. You just skip from first base to third. At this point, it's fair to say Kevin Stefanski don't like Shedeur Sanders. Dylan has done nothing to prove that he deserves to be in the spot that he's in to keep his job. Every other quarterback that's playing this bad has been benched. Every other quarterback that is playing better than Dylan has been benched. New York benched theirs. The Saints benched theirs. Who else? Kyler Murray got benched too. Arizona benched Kyler Murray too. But it's so bad that you can't even mention him when asked about him, Shedeur Sanders, in a press conference. A direct question. Direct. Meant for you to speak on him, and you skipped all over that and around it. It can't be but for two reasons. You either tanking for real, and you know if you put Shedeur in the game, he want to win, and he gonna give you the victories and the outcomes that you don't want. Or you don't like him, and you don't want him to play. So you gonna die on this hill to prove your point that Dylan Gabriel can be an NFL quarterback. And for that, my good friend,
You about to lose your job.
it's getting bad. This man is not doing his job. Somebody need to do something. Is it going to get to the point where Jimmy Haslam walks in that building and say enough is enough? That is it. We can't suffer no more. If that stadium is full or halfway full, they're not going to be cheering on Sunday. Going to be a lot of boos. It's going to be a lot of we want Shedeur. It's going to be a lot of we want 12. It will not be cheers for Dylan Gabriel. Because at this point, the fan base is sick of Dylan Gabriel. They are sick of Kevin Stefanski. And if something don't happen, Jimmy Haslam ain't going to sell them cheap-ass tickets. And if you can't sell $20 tickets, something is wrong with your program. Nobody wants to see this trash on the field. And when they don't show up on Sundays, the Ravens are coming into town, your division rival. And you're going to look around that stadium and see all of those orange seats empty, full of nothing that is normally full of people. Even when you bad, they full of people. Changes will be made. All right, we're going to get out of here. We're going to end on that. I ain't even got time. What time is it? Because they just texted me and kids out of school today. I don't know why. Why they out? What they do? They was out of school last week for a day. They was out of school last Monday and the Friday before that. Why are they out of school now, Lord? I'm going to need them to go to school. Because this is supposed to be me time. And I'm supposed to be able to spend this time with y'all without being interrupted. But guess what? they keep interrupting me because people want to go places and do things, you know. But it is what it is. But anyway, man, I'm finna get out of here because I gotta go. Gotta go drop a little bucket face off. You know, he got a play date that I wasn't privy to, that I got a text message for, say, hey, you need to drop him off at 3:00. They got a play date. They supposed to be going to the jump, do the jump thing and the basketball thing. I don't care. This supposed to be my day, my time. If they was at school, I wouldn't be bothered. We could be doing that thing about 4:00, but it don't matter. But anyway, man, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna holler at y'all. I know we usually go through and answer questions and do all the things right about now, but they done interrupted my flow. So we gonna do it again though. I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'm gonna get back on this thing. I'm gonna drop some more videos too today too, because I feel like it. But anyway, I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.